Jordan back in the game. Scottie Pippen goes out having scored 14. Jordan will shoot over Kittles and hit. So Michael Jordan, a very quiet 8 points, but you know he'll have those numbers up there before long on his triangle offense. Michael Jordan working now against Kendall Gill and gets the reverse layup. It'll be Kerry Kittles, Kendall Gill, and Sam Cassell, among others. We'll also see Lucius Harris, who will share the defensive job on Michael Jordan tonight. Here's Jordan trying to get Kittles in more foul trouble and his turnaround. How often have we seen that move by Michael Jordan? 18.2, and right now he's mired in foul trouble, trying to be careful defensively and has only 4. Michael Jordan sensing that, gets the open jumper, and Michael now with 20.
Good timeout, 20 seconds.
And Michael Jordan pulls up for the jumper and hits. And an end-to-end wide open affair with the Bulls leading once again by 8. Veteran team, that's money in the bank. Kukoc goes into Jordan. He's open and backs it in. Michael Jordan now with 24. He had only 6 at the end of the quarter, but he has more than made up for it. And 5 on the shot clock now. Kittles with the ball in his hands, guarded by Jordan. Fires it up, and Weddington gets the rebound. Look up. Here's Michael Jordan. He'll get it, and will get the foul as well. And Kerry Kittles committing another one. That'll be 4 on him. So all bad news for John Calipari in that sequence. Rodman, Pippen, and Kukoc in the lineup.
Now New Jersey has 3 full, Chicago 3 full. Both teams shooting the penalty.
Here's Jordan working against Kittles on a turnaround. Michael Jordan now with 31 points.
Break with the ball.
Sherman Douglas will inbound. Gill, Kittles, Williams, and Gatling in there. They get it out to Kerry Kittles. Kittles goes up with a shot. No good. Batted away with 13.2, and it's going to be Bulls ball. So Chicago will have a chance to win it here. So the game could be riding right here with 6.3 seconds in riding. Kukoc fires it up and misses. And we're going to overtime. Very nearly had a miraculous toss. That ball, as time ran out by Sherman Douglas, almost went in the basket.
That ball goes to the right of the rim. Now this is just forced by Kukoc. Now just keep an eye on this toss. The ball goes to the right of the rim. Right there, off the right of the rim.
We are going to a 5-minute overtime.
Very spirited, very courageous, and we've beaten it a little bit with Van Horn and Cassell, but we're talking about 40 points.
Here is Gatling, and it's blocked by Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan blocked Chris Gatling on a great defensive play.
Keep an eye, they front, Gatling catches. Now watch Jordan come right in the middle of your picture, right there. Clean block, but now
Harper scored all of his 13 in the first quarter when the Bulls really needed it. Here's Jordan working in, loses the ball, kicked around, and fighting for it is Pippen. Remaining, New Jersey and Chicago each with 2 timeouts left. Bulls also have a 20, and each team with 1 foul to give. Kerr is guarding Douglas. Here's Gatling again in a familiar spot, where he has done big damage in the fourth quarter. Kittles has it knocked away by Michael Jordan. Basket and a foul. Michael Jordan can give the Bulls a 3-point lead with a critical defensive play with under a minute remaining in overtime.
Just watch as Michael gambles right there. You know, before he retired and went to baseball, he was always 1, 2, or 3 in the league in steal. Now you can see Gill, he didn't get him early enough. You know, you got to get him early where you can get the hand out of there so that you get the sure miss and force him to make the foul shots.
Jerry West, who should know, said Michael Jordan is the greatest player ever to play the game, period. And he's showing it in overtime. Made a 3-point basket tonight.
Switch on every ball cross.
Sherman Douglas fires up a 3, it's short, and the Bulls are going to win it in overtime.
2 steals, but then the sensational steal right here. You had the 2 early blocks.
Well, I mean, we were not shooting the ball well. We couldn't get any scores, so our defense had to hold up. You know, I made a good steal, then Scottie comes right back and makes a good block. So, I mean, defense wins championships. We know that, and tonight we showed that.
You learn a lot from the Nets.
Hey, they came out and played with a lot of heart. You know, I think the first game was a jitter game. You know, I know we can play a lot better. I'm pretty sure they're going to go back and make adjustments, but I think this is where we should have the advantage. You know, the mentality of going back and looking at the film and making adjustments.
The stomach virus and strep throat. You saw the rest of the starting fives for each team. New Jersey with the tip. Shot of the game spins out. Were it not for the presence of Tim Duncan, Van Horn would have been a cinch this year as the league's Rookie of the Year. Jordan wastes no time wasting his first shot.
The double team, but Gatlin was able to split the double team and score.
Jordan off the feed for his second field goal. Pippen alley-oop for Michael.
Great vision there by Scottie Pippen and great eye contact, but if you watch Michael Jordan without the ball, he will reverse. It looks like he's going to use the screen by Rodman, and Kerry Kittles did not get his body on him.
Burrell slicing through two defenders, but missing on the run. Wennington on his 35th birthday rebounds, feeds Jordan, who banks it in. Jordan against Harris. Got it. Game clock overlapping the shot clock by just a few seconds. It's Jordan. Jordan putting it on the floor against Kendall Gill. Into the lane for Kukoc. In fact, Gatling has only 4 points. Jordan from Rodman.
Just beautiful basketball.
You watch the Chicago Bulls, they are so beautiful without the ball. The give and go, they have excellent passers. Michael with the strong finish after the pass from Dennis Rodman. You see Kendall Gill turn and look for the ball. Michael cuts against his vision. You got to keep your body on Michael Jordan. You know that he's going to work against your vision. He's the best in the game at doing that.
Jordan to the hoop. Count the basket.
See, they spread you out. When you go up to pressure them, it plays right into their strength. The defense is extended out wide. It opens up the lane. Jordan goes and penetrates right down the middle of the lane, draws the foul.
First foul on Michael tonight. Nice pass from Douglas to Van Horn. And another whistle. Van Horn will be shooting when we come back. Kukoc, the guilty party. This is the NBA on NBC. You hear about Michael Jordan sometimes being tough on teammates. Listen to this.
You can't lose sight of the ball. You run around like this with your head back to the ball.
See, Isaiah, I love that. I think that when a player, your leader, your great player does that, that's leadership. When a coach does that, players get tired of hearing him, and then it becomes more criticism. Your great players, yourself on championship teams, the Michael Jordans, the Magic Johnsons, the Larry Birds, these are the things they do that relieve a lot of the pressure so the players don't hear the coach's voice too often.
Chicago once led by as many as 21. Here's Kerr missing the three, but it's Rodman on the glass. 16 rebounds now for Dennis. Jordan through the lane and up.
Again, the second shot, you get great initial defense. You're within 9, you've got a chance to rebound the ball, and Dennis Rodman with the great hustle play. He has answered the bell today.
And at least they've been competitive in these first 2 games. Michael takes it to 30 on the night. Quick inbound to Douglas, knocked away from him by Jordan, and that used up 2.5 seconds. Look at Douglas and Jordan drawing at each other. Sherman tries it again. This one's way off. It falls into the arms of Scottie Pippen, who's fouled with 0.8 of a second to go. And Chicago is going to take the 2 games at home, but it turns out to have been much more difficult for them than they and their fans would have anticipated. In fact, Michael Jordan said before Game 1 that it would require all the Bulls falling asleep for New Jersey to win even a single game in this series. Well, they haven't won one yet, but they've been in both of them right to the end.
See, Chicago right now, they don't care if the game is close. The only thing they're concentrating on and concerned about is if they win or lose.
game 1 of this series. She's living out in the West. Douglas double teams. And here's Jordan, left open for the 3, and he's got it. Michael Jordan, who has only shot 44%, but has been with a screen. The triangle offense executed by the Bulls. Jordan with a fake on Kittles and hits. Michael Jordan now with 5 points in game 1.
Well, that's his patented move. You know, he loves that.
And does Jordan love that?
Too easy. It's just, but he's right now in a terrific groove.
Michael Jordan working his way in the lane and hits. Jordan now with 12 points. Here's Michael Jordan with a jumper. Jordan hot now with 14 points. Now Kukoc. Jordan with a fake on Harris and a fall away. Michael Jordan. The Bulls with the ball and a 5-point lead. Here's Jordan for 3, his second of the game. Michael Jordan now. Her seeing a lot of action. He has been a potent weapon for the Bulls against the Nets this year. Jordan working against Kittles. Gets Kittles in the air and Jordan hits. Patented Michael J. Got to get up early in the day to find out why players play the way they do.
This is a high screen and roll.
5 on the shot clock. Jordan. There were no fouls to give for the Nets. Michael Jordan at the buzzer hits. Michael Jordan 9 of 10 from the field. He has 23 points. And the final seconds in and out almost went for Harris. But the Chicago Bulls with a 9-point lead at the half. Bulls are 0 for 6 shooting here in the third quarter, leading by 5. Jordan with a great fake lays it in as Gill hits the shot. Pippen trying to double out on the point, and Kendall Gill got open for.
Kendall Gill is hurt right now.
Michael Jordan will hit the jumper. Jordan with the jump shot, and as you mentioned, a 20-second timeout. Kendall Gill
is still within major striking distance here, and like we say, they play in peaks and valleys.
Michael Jordan with a very difficult shot, falling away toward the Bulls. Have had 3 possessions here in the fourth quarter, have turned it over twice. Thus the timeout by Phil Jackson. Michael Jordan lays it in.
They can do it because they have done it in games 1 and 2.
They were down by 14 in game 1 in the fourth, forced overtime. They were down 21 in the third and got close at the end. But then you always have the man in the cape, Superman. Hill with 4 fouls. Jordan coming around a Rodman screen hits. Michael Jordan now with 36 points.
They just have to rise to the occasion and let's go and make it a 1-game set on Saturday or Sunday.
Here's Jordan. Michael Jordan going in off the glass, scores 38 points for Michael Jordan.
Well, right now, Michael Jordan talking to Jason Williams, who actually messed with you guys earlier today with that shoot-around, making your bus be late.
That's all. It was beautiful outside, so it was okay to stand out in the sun.
The game tonight, all night long, Hubie was talking about textbook offense. You ran everything you wanted. The shots were there. Why? Were you guys making adjustments, or they just didn't match your intensity?
Yeah, I think our game is starting to sharpen up a little bit. We know execution is important. We wanted to make this team play hard on defense. We wanted to control the tempo. And in doing that, we forced them to play solid defense for a long, for 24 seconds, 20 of the 24 seconds, and we find good shots. I mean, I stroked the ball very well early in the first half, and we found some easy shots, and our defense was pretty solid.
Normally it's a dumb question to ask who you'd rather play, but maybe not this time, because if Atlanta wins game 4 and opens game 5, you have a whole week off. Whereas if Charlotte wins, you open up this weekend. Which would you prefer, the rest?
Well, we don't control that. It doesn't matter really. I think if we're playing that type of basketball, it doesn't matter who we play. We just need to get back home, get some practice, get some rest, get Luke healthy, and whoever we play, we're going to need Luke inside. So hopefully, he'll be ready for us.
With Isaiah Thomas and Doug Collins, I'm Bob Costas. Welcome to Game 3 of our Sunday tripleheader on NBC. Well, it begins and ends from any opponent's perspective with Michael Jordan. As someone once said, you can't stop him, you can only hope to contain him. How do they do that?
Well, Bob, anytime you're talking about beating the Chicago Bulls, it ends and it starts with Michael Jordan. Jordan's numbers are up against the Charlotte Hornets, against the rest of the league. He's averaging 28 points. He's shooting 53% against the Charlotte Hornets. If the Hornets don't contain Michael Jordan, look for this to be a very short series.
And what would you say their chance of doing that would be?
Almost close to none.
Pippen thought about a 3. Now it's Michael. Spinning, shooting over Wesley, and there's his first basket.
Jordan is so tough with his back to the basket.
3 on the 24. Had to force it on the run, and Michael got a piece of it. Harper's open. Michael takes it himself, and Wesley fouled it.
That was a smart foul by David Wesley.
Yeah, no basket before the shot. Scotty has it.
3 seconds.
Michael for 3. That's better.
What happens when you give up those multiple shots, though? The Bulls, one of the best offensive rebounding teams in the league, and although they're shooting a poor percentage right now, the offensive rebounds are getting the extra shots to them.
By 15. Jordan to the baseline for the slam.
Right on cue, Isaiah. Take it to the hoop, Michael.
Michael's back cut. He gets it from Dennis Rodman, and he fakes like he's going to the middle and goes baseline. The dunk ignites the crowd.
Michael from Rodman. Had to change it, hit it, coming to the line.
Same play on the right side of the court. They ran it on the left side of the court. Now Rodman and Jordan come back and run the same exact play on the right side of the court.
3-point possibility. Off the glass, and the Bulls are in front.
I watched Michael Jordan that whole series. He was so anxious because he had Dale Curry on him that he wanted to take him inside. Now watch as he works to get into the post because he senses that he has a liability in Curry.
From the outside, he's such a beautiful shooter.
Jordan answers at the other end.
See, Jordan feels that any time that Dale Curry is guarding him, that's a free license for him to score. He's telling me to look out for this kid because he thought he would be a very good pro.
Jordan's turnaround in the lane is there.
Michael's in rhythm right now, Bob. After getting to the basket and get a couple easy ones, his jump shot now is flowing.
Jordan got it, +1. How quickly did he shake off the banged up knee? Still Chicago by 5. Jordan makes it 7. He has 24 tonight.
See, BJ in a very difficult position there.
Michael to the hoop. He was fouled, and it could have been a 3-point play.
Jordan had a running start at Curry, faked him left, came back right. Watch as he fakes him left. Curry goes hard for the fake, falls, and Jordan floats to the basket. 2 more free throws at the line. Look at the fake.
Michael comes back around Curry.
Well, I don't like that matchup, Del Curry on Michael Jordan.
I don't think Del Curry likes it much either.
Well, he gave him the same fake and he bit on it again.
Michael from Pippen, left hand. Oh, yeah. What was it John Calipari, the Nets coach, said about him? It's like playing blackjack against the dealer. You already know he's better than you are, and he wins all pushes and ties. And in this case, he gets the roll. Dave Cowan's team had a shot at it. In fact, they were controlling the flow of the game in the first quarter, but it's Phil Jackson who's smiling at game's end. His team now 4-0 in this year's playoffs.
Well, you got to give Charlotte credit. I mean, they've been playing. So they came in with a lot more intensity than we did at the beginning of the game. We've been sitting out for a couple of days. It took us a quarter, maybe a quarter and a half to get ourselves back in the rhythm. And once we got in the rhythm, we kind of wore them down. You can tell they were a little bit fatigued. Mason really looked tired after a big game he had against Atlanta. So, you know, we kind of kept the pressure on them, and they missed some big shots on the outside. So they got 2 days in between games. Expect them to come back with a lot more intensity.
In game number 2, 83-70, the Bulls victors in game number 1.
The early going, they have Mason on Michael Jordan, and you know that you've got to clear out and let Michael go one-on-one with him.
Jordan hits the field goal as the Bulls finally score, as the world champs try to make it 2-0 in this series. Jordan working against Bobby Phills with a pull-up and a score. Phills has his work cut out naturally.
Well, that time they ran a split, a high split, and they should just flatten out and let Michael take these odds.
Jordan hitting from the outside, 3 of 6 from the field. Wesley now guarding Dennis Rodman as Armstrong goes out. Wesley coming back in. Michael Jordan nails it just inside the arc. The Bulls are on a 7-0 run. It's in alive for the Bills. The Bulls 11 Rebounds for Dennis Rodman. Jordan waits till everyone goes up and comes down, and then Conley hits the jumper. 10 points for Jordan on now 5 for 9 shooting.
I like to give you Michael. He knows that he's got a shot opportunity here, and he's going to give his best. Now his perimeter game is going well, and he gives you the nice ball fake, but he regroups before he shoots the shot.
Places Dennis Rodman, and the Bulls line up with 1:19 to go in the first half. Jordan gets a good screen from Kukoc, and Michael Jordan now with
even Dave Collins is left because the half should end like this.
6.6 on the clock. The Bulls by 4. Michael Jordan working against Wesley, and the final shot hits at the buzzer, and the final exclamation part of the first half is done by who else? Michael Jordan, as he coolly runs off the floor. 14 points. Got away with a pull. Could have been called for the foul. Jordan to Longley, and a quick reverse layup on a low pass to Luke Longley. Scored all 15 points. Michael Jordan gets the basket and the foul.
Now, this will be Michael's first foul shot attempt of the game. He has stayed out on the perimeter.
Has 16 in the game, and now 18. And you know that Michael Jordan is not, if he can help it, let the Bulls lose this one.
The main thing is that he's going to the basket.
Jordan is guarded by Del Curry, and Jordan is going to pull up this time and hit. Michael Jordan, they get into one of his familiar fourth quarter zones. He has 20 points, and the Hornets by 3 with under 3 minutes to go. Jordan looking to steal the ball from his former teammate, Armstrong.
And the penalty.
Big offensive rebound for Vlade Divac. The lead is 3. Armstrong will put up the jumper, and B.J. Armstrong, 76-71. The lead is 5 with 17.8 seconds to go. And a look at the Charlotte bench and their coaching staff, and they're seconds away from pulling a stunning upset.
Don't get the steal, you foul.
Jordan for 3 off the rim, batted out to Michael. Time is running out, and Tony Kukoc is going to hit the 3, but it's too late. And the Charlotte Hornets have evened the series in a stunning upset over the Chicago Bulls. The Chicago Bulls in the last 2 years have lost back-to-back games only twice in the playoffs, and that was both in the finals. Seattle did it and Utah did it. And here is Anthony Mason in the low post, tried to make a tough feed inside, and it's picked off by Longley. With Long Rice averaged 25 against the Bulls in the regular season here.
This is it right there.
Jordan goes right around Wesley as if he were not even in
offensive board. Just watch this quick move right here. See, there's no size factor. There's no strength factor. Michael is not going to let the double team get there. He's going to get off a move in a hurry.
It's amazing how Dave Cowens devised the defensive strategy in Game 2 on the bus coming to the United Center the other night, and then he had to sell his team on it as Ron Harper hits the shot. 2-point edge for Chicago. Michael Jordan trying to use a screen from Luke Longley, does, and he's got it. So Jordan now, with his second field goal, has 4, and the Bulls are up by 3.
He's one of the top offensive rebounding teams in the league. You get that and get it out, you can score on them.
Michael Jordan gives the Bulls the lead again. Jordan now 3 of 7 to Glenn Rice's 14. Bulls lead by 7. And Michael Jordan going baseline with a great move inside. And Jordan now leading the Bulls with 10 points. The Hornets have gone to the free throw line only once before that last sequence. Michael Jordan with a shot. Jordan with 12. You don't think they're going to get him mad now, are they? Fox will join Kenny Smith and Ernie Johnson in the studio. There is Michael Jordan. High arcing shot off the glass. Bull situation with Pippen in the open floor, guarded by Glenn Rice. Here is Jordan with a turnaround over Armstrong. He knew he had him. And Michael Jordan now, with the basket, has 16. The Bulls lead by 13, trying to open up their biggest gap of the game. And Michael Jordan trying to do it, and does. 70-55, a 15-point lead. Timeout called by the Hornets. Michael Jordan has 20, and the Bulls doing everything right so far in Game 3. The first half, Corey Beck, who has not played, also came in. So Dave Cowens looking for energy from somewhere to get it going. Steal by Jordan, and he's stripped by J.R. Reed.
That was beautiful. Michael Jordan's man went to the basket. And at Michael let him go and came right back and gambled on this pass. See, Michael is going. Watch him go out of your picture. Now here's the pass. Here he comes. Excellent anticipation. Before Michael went to baseball, his first 9 years, he would always be 1, 2, or 3 in the league in steal. See, their major plus for them is that Rodman or Pippen can bring a ball up.
Pippen found Jordan and went back door, and it took a little while before the Bulls got him the ball, but Pippen finally did.
There are, of course, Michael Jordan fans everywhere he goes. But of the various road stops around the NBA, there might be a few more in Charlotte than other places. This city, after all, is only about 135 miles from Chapel Hill, where Michael played his college ball, just over 200 miles from Wilmington, North Carolina, where MJ grew up. So there might be some cheers for Michael and the Bulls today at the Hive.
I talked to B.J. Armstrong just before the game, and he is really fired up. I asked him about his play in game 2. He said, you know what? I came to compete. They know what that's all about. I'm going to make them compete today. Bob?
Thanks, Ahmad. BJ awaiting his chance on the bench. We'll see him shortly. The officials are Steve Javy, Jack Neese, and Bob Delaney. Being guarded by Michael Jordan in game 3. Here's Michael's first shot. Ties it at 2.
Coach, you need to prod your guys any way you can. Doug knows that.
Michael's turnaround is good.
That's why I'm sitting here.
Steve Kerr on the floor for the first time. Michael fades and fires over Mason and drills it. Michael with some room, and he's got 8.
Now, although Michael is making that shot, you'll live with those jump shots. If he has to take 25 shots to get 30 points, you'll live with it. Where he really kills you is when he penetrates your defense and gets you in foul trouble and gets to the line 9 or 10 times.
Devon's in the lane, draws 3 defenders, and Pippen pokes it away. Kerr picks it up. Here's Scotty at the other end from Michael. Pippen's first basket.
15 of 20. J.R. Reed buries 2 open looks.
Longley, good pass to Michael.
As an offensive player, when you find something that works, you should go right back to it.
Michael over Mason, got it. For the record, Michael Jordan with 12 points has now scored in double figures, at least 10, in 1,001 consecutive games, regular season and playoffs combined. And here's the steal. Racing with Reed. And count the basket. Well, 2 Tar Heels in a foot race.
Came out in the first quarter and they were attacking. In the second quarter, they didn't attack as much.
Luke Longley takes it right to the hoop, heeding the advice.
That's a set play right there coming out of the halftime. They slipped Luke Longley on the pick because Devon's has been stepping up so quickly to play Michael Jordan coming off the screen roll.
He scored 8. Michael. Rebound Rice.
See, I like what Mason did on that last move. He got it and made a quick move to the basket.
Wesley has it shoved back in his face by Harper. Here come the Bulls. Michael pulls up over Devon's and has it.
The 2-hand outlet pass to Jordan in stride by Dennis Rodman. Jordan pulls up and shoots a 15-foot J on the fast break. A shot that you don't see taken in basketball a lot anymore, Doug.
It's that medium-range jump shot that has made him even better than he was early in his career, because now he can shoot it deep, he can shoot the mid-range, he can get it all the way to the basket.
Michael around Devon's.
Now,
rebound of the night. Jordan had to muscle that one up. Ironically, their ability to win on the road actually keeps the Bulls off the road. They now have the possibility of closing this thing out, assuming they win tonight, by winning Game 5 at home, which would mean they've gone through the first 2 rounds of the playoffs as Michael connects. First 2 rounds of the playoffs, getting on a plane for only 1 trip each round. Michael over Rice. Count it. Armstrong behind Mason's screen, trying to work himself free. Baseline jumper, overshot it, and it's grabbed by Rodman. 16 boards for Dennis. Jordan the pull-up, 29 for him.
Turn into fear.
If it hasn't already, Kukoc with the steal. The dish to Michael, who has 31.
That they've come in and taken their heart. And that's what the Bulls do to you.
Dickie Simpkins' basket concludes the scoring as Corey Beck misses at the buzzer. The Bulls win it 94-80.
The Charlotte Hornets started out with a lot of intensity. You guys were able to match it in the first half.
Well, when we're on the road and the team's backed into the corner, the first thing they're going to do is come out with a lot of energy, a lot of motivation. And all we have to do is sustain that, just keep our poise, and get ourselves back into the game. By the first quarter, we were right back in the game, so we took that best shot early on.
What was the difference in the third quarter when you broke it wide open?
I think our efficient defense, our overall offense, we kept putting pressure on them, and they never really respond.
All right, congratulations to you, Michael. We'll see you next week.
Well, a beautiful spring day in Chicago, but a cold spell has hit the Bulls locker room. 4 players are suffering from colds, including Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen. The other 2 are Scott Burrell and Randy Brown. They've been breaking for tea all day, a special blend called Champion 6. Ginseng, clover, peppermint, lemon peel, spearmint, and peach. Now, normally when Michael Jordan is feeling ill, it's the opponent who suffers the pain. However, some of the side effects they've been complaining about, shortness of breath and weakness in the legs. Dick?
Dennis Rodman celebrating his 37th birthday today. And we're set to go. The Bulls won game 1 of the series. The Hornets shocked Chicago, winning game 2. And then the Bulls dominated on the road, and they played their best basketball in all of the playoffs so far on the road.
Well, if you look at the Bulls' wins, Dick, they won by 13, 14, and 14.
And they finished off the New Jersey Nets in the opening round of the series with a very impressive road win as well. Here is Michael Jordan, and he gets the Bulls underway.
But unfortunately for them, in quarters 2 and 3, that's where the Bulls catch up and move ahead.
Mason guarding Jordan, and Jordan hits the shot. Jordan had problems not driving, and Wesley has his shot blocked by Luke Longley. Michael Jordan hits, and Michael Jordan, with a strong start, has 6 of the 8.
Voted him by far number 1. Now, he is quicker tonight, Dick, for whatever reason. He's stepping out.
And Michael Jordan working against Rice, and Jordan getting a step. Rice stays with him, and Jordan scores anyway. You can't fault Glenn Rice for his defense. Jordan now 6 of 10 from the field.
With that. Now watch as they push Jordan down to the baseline. They're right on him now. Now as he comes out here now, he's got to shoot around the glass. That was an excellent move by Michael, and good defense, really, by Charlotte. Didn't know he had the dribbler leveled off.
And here is Jordan, and Michael Jordan with a great move to the basket. Michael Jordan with 14 points here in the first quarter as time runs out. He's yet to score here in the second quarter. And that is that. Michael Jordan finally getting on the board here in the second quarter. Rice also with 16. And Jordan wide open in the corner hits. Michael Jordan now with 18 points.
Now that time, Michael Jordan.
They got several mezzanines here, Hubie. They go up pretty high at the United Center. Michael Jordan comes back with a basket and a flurry of hoops going on this third quarter. Luke Longley sets it for Michael Jordan out of the triangle offense, and Michael Jordan now with 22. He and Rice in a shootout tonight.
Dangerous, Dick, because he attempted 5 a game during the season, and he's averaging 4 a game in this playoff series.
Offensive foul, and let's see if Glenn Rice. Now Rice and Jordan drawing at each other, and a technical foul has been called as Rice and Jordan face to face. And a technical foul has been called on both Jordan and Rice, a double technical.
Yeah, and Rice is still jawing at him.
Not over yet. It's not over yet.
Yeah, and Luke Longley, you said something to Mason as Mason came down. Now there it is there. You can see that Rice stepped into him. Jordan tried to get around. Rice thinks that he threw an elbow at him.
Rice was hit with his third foul, and a critical game is evidenced by the fact that both Glenn Rice and Scottie Pippen have played the entire game tonight for their respective teams. And Michael Jordan now, he's got to be more than a little upset. He's got 24 and a steal. Steve Kerr.
Bad turnover. Very bad turnover.
Yes, favor. Now Mason is on Michael Jordan. The fall away by Jordan, and he hits. And that was the way Jordan was beating Mason in game number 3 with lead 81-76. Michael Jordan with a screen from Rodman. 28 points for Michael Jordan.
That's the third time, Dick, that he didn't go back door, that he ran that split cut and was wide open, and it's his third score off of that move.
Again, here is Mason down low against Rodman, and it's Jordan with a block. Michael Jordan, who is playing inspired basketball right now at both ends of the floor. And I'm sure the skirmish with Glenn Rice had a lot to do with that.
No doubt about it, because what it did was it ignited the building. And a great defensive effort by Michael.
It's been there for the Hornets to come back.
You've got to go here because you got a free man.
Glenn Rice against Scottie Pippen. What a great duel that's been. Pippen knocks the ball away, and Michael Jordan tries to save it and does. What a heroic defensive effort by Michael Jordan on his back in front of his own bench.
Now he made that happen. All effort, throwing it back, they get the break. Watch Michael here now as he throws the ball back right there.
Showing his greatness in countless ways, Michael Jordan. The lead is 5 for the Bulls, and a minute and 13 to go. Chicago on its way to moving into the conference finals. Brown finds Longley. Every possession critical now. Michael Jordan hits it.
Big.
30 points for Jordan, and the lead is 7. Timeout, Charlotte. As the Bulls knock out the Hornets in 5 and will now face the Indiana Pacers, who earlier tonight eliminated the New York Knicks also in 5. Let's go out to Craig Sager.
Well, thank you, Dick. A very tight game, a shootout between you and Glenn Rice until late in the game. Fourth quarter, standing right here, you and Glenn got into it. What happened, and how did that maybe inspire you down the stretch?
Well, it's two competitors trying to win the ball game, and he was setting some good screens. I thought he was moving a little bit. I started trying to get the call by running into the screen, and I ran into the screen a little bit too hard, and it offended him a little bit, and we said a couple of words, but I mean that shows the two competitors between the two of us.
A lot was made of Glenn Rice offensively and then Anthony Mason defensively on you. Who gives you the hardest time playing defense, and does it irritate you or challenge you?
Oh, it's a challenge. I never faced a team, faced one-on-one defense. I mean, certain teams play me with great awareness. When I get into the post, they certainly jump up there and, double team me and keep me out of the post. Mason, for a big guy, I'm pretty sure he's the strongest, and certainly he moves his feet very well. And, I had to use my quickness a little bit a couple of times, but for the most part, he played me very solid.
Obviously important for you to keep pace with Indiana since they beat New York tonight. What about that series? What do you think about the Pacers? I know you beat them down there towards the end, but they came back and beat you here the last meeting.
Well, they got a lot of confidence right now. Everybody's starting to get healthy for that team, and they present a lot of problems for us. And I think we have to play a lot better than what we played up to this point. I'm anticipating a great battle between the two teams. I mean, both teams are one on each other's floor, so I mean, there's no advantage there. I think whoever plays a solid basketball game for 48 minutes is going to win the game, and certainly we have to defend what we have to defend.
Are you going to get rest for your cold tonight, or are you going to Dennis Rodman's birthday party?
No, I'm going home.
All right, thanks a lot. I think so is Hubie. Let's go back to Dick.
Fat chance. Fat chance.
Pippen for 3. Way off. Jordan recovers for his first basket. Not just yet. Here's Michael with the steal, and Chicago with the lead.
Now you watch Michael overplaying the passing lane. Eyes are big, sees it, tongue is out. I'm chasing it as he goes down court and makes the easy dunk.
Rodman has 9, and the big 3 is yet to get on track for the Chicago Bulls.
And here's a steal. Pippen for Jordan. Mullen at his mercy.
So they have to pick their spots.
Michael from Pippen, spins baseline. Got it! 5 seconds to shoot. Stolen by Pippen. 3-on-0. Let Michael do it.
Doug, the look on Scottie Pippen's face and the way he's all over Mark Jackson. Oh, my.
Closes in on the penetration. He gets back out to Mark Jackson. They close in on Reggie Miller. He digs back, knocks the ball loose. He gets the steal, and he throws ahead to Michael Jordan. But here's Scottie Pippen once again, electrifying this crowd with his defense. The hard work to Scottie Pippen on that play, the glory to Michael Jordan. And don't believe Michael Jordan doesn't know it. Look at this. Scottie, thanks for being my sidekick.
Slices through, but doesn't hit. Michael to the hole. He doesn't do it as often, but he can still explode. Michael's baseline drive.
Now, I remember this all so well. The skip, the hop, and the boom.
See, I find the interesting thing, in this quarter, Michael Jordan has gotten a dunk and 3 layups. So he's gotten easy scores, and everything has been created by the frenetic Bulls defense led by Scottie Pippen.
Jordan into the lane. The Bulls by 5. And Michael with 20 to go. This is the 167th playoff game of Jordan's career. To the hole, reverse, lost the foul. A burst of brilliance interrupting the point. This is the 161st time in 167 career playoff games that he's scored at least 20, and many of them have been just gorgeous.
Isaiah, look what they've done, though. They see the Pacers overplaying. They stretch their offense out. They flash their center, a backdoor cut. That's what happens when you play against the Bulls. They make their adjustments, knowing if you're going to extend your defense, we'll bring our offense out and we'll play against your strength.
That McKee has missed in the playoffs.
Michael with room.
See, that's a 4-point swing. Instead of bringing it down to a 5-point game, it's pushed back out to 9.
Here's his next shot. It's going in, and he's going to the line.
See, that's what Dick Harder doesn't want from his defense the next 2.5 minutes.
Kukoc finds Jordan. Michael with the basket, but Kukoc made the play with a fine assist. Michael with 29.
Doug, this is why Michael Jordan doesn't want to play another game without Scottie Pippen. They fit like hand and glove. Jordan dominates offensively, and Pippen dominates the game defensively. You see, he only has 4 points, but Pippen has put his stamp on his game, so Jordan is allowed to roam free offensively.
Well, when you talk about Scottie Pippen, these are the unselfish things that he brings. And this is another reason why the Bulls are the champions. We knew Michael Jordan was going to work himself into his points. But the Bulls recognized that Mark Jackson was the key to their offensive production, whether it be taking away the post up or initiating the offense. And Scottie Pippen has totally disrupted that. He will walk in the locker room, and yes, he has 4 points. He'll be the happiest man in there that his team won.
And 30 for Michael after that free throw.
Hey, Ron, nice game.
31.
To present Michael Jordan with his 5th NBA Most Valuable Player trophy.
First quarter, guarded by Reggie Miller, working his way in, and Michael Jordan with the finger roll gets his first basket.
The Pacers lead the Bulls 21-15 in the house tonight. Bill Russell, another 5-time MVP, showing his respect to Michael Jordan. And Bill, in your opinion, what makes Michael so good?
Well, first of all, he's extraordinarily talented, and he goes out and plays like he's Michael Jordan every night. That'll make you good.
Consistently good. Nobody knows more about defending NBA titles than you do. Should the Bulls be back together next year, and will Michael play?
I hope Michael plays. As whether the Bulls should be back together, I don't know. But I hope he plays, but that's very selfish of me because that's a decision he has to make on how he feels about himself and how he feels about playing. Obviously, he loves to play.
All right, thank you very much. Let's go back to Dick and Ubi.
guarded by Jordan. Pippen over to help with 8 on the shot clock. Slapped away by Jordan. And another steal. Michael had 5 in game 1. And Ron Harper, the basket. And the Chicago Bulls putting on another defensive clinic the last 2 minutes.
It doesn't sound easy. Well, all you got to do is cut down your turnovers from 26 to 13 or 15. Except the guys who are guarding you are pretty quick defensively with their hands.
Hit 21 steals all told Sunday. Jordan with a fake on Miller. And banks it in. He used Miller as a shield, and Michael Jordan now with 7. Posting up now against Chris Mullin. And Jordan with the line drive jumper has 11 points. He and Pippen 21 of the Bulls' 38 points and a 5-point Indiana lead. And the Pacers lead by 6. 1:39 remaining here in the first half. Jordan working in low against Miller with a turnaround. Nice play with that one.
Well, what I like what's happening here, Scottie Pippen continues to leave either Antonio Davis or Dale Davis. And when that happens, something good has been happening for Indiana.
Here's Jordan. How many times have you seen him fall away and bank it in? He's got 15.
The Pippen on Mark Jackson early was somewhat negated. Yeah, they had a little success with a couple of turnovers, but basically Mark defeated it, got it down, and made things happen in transition.
Here's Michael Jordan. His time up, he hits it. Michael Jordan with the basket from the corner. He had his foot on the line, and time runs out. Michael Jordan and Luke Longley will watch the foul situation as the big people for the Bulls have 3. Here is Jordan trying to get a basket off against the crowd and loops it high. That's 19.
Steve Kerr is in the game now to match up with Best.
Normally Randy Brown has had that task, but Kerr in there now. Rodman leaves it for Jordan, gets a screen from Rodman and hits. Michael Jordan with 22 points. The Bulls by 2. For the last shot of the third quarter. After being down by 7 at the half, and Michael Jordan, as he did in the late stages,
you have time here now
of the first half, getting the basket, and time runs out.
If he should foul out of the game, he can come in with another big guy or just move Rodman in there. But then he'll be giving size to Smith.
Smith's with a fake on Whittington. Tell you, Kukoc gets over the bounce and a steal by Michael Jordan. The MVP for a 5th time. Awarded before the game by Commissioner David Stern. Harper in the corner. Indiana trying for the upset and send the series back to Market Square Arena, all even at 1 apiece. Michael Jordan with a big turnaround. 37 points for Michael Jordan. And it's a 98-91 lead as the Bulls keep the Pacers at arm's length.
But that's why he stepped over the line on that shot.
Under 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter. Jordan. And it goes for him. The Pacers are claiming there was offensive interference above the cylinder, but Michael Jordan has 39 points.
He's had 3 timeouts and a 20.
Michael Jordan with a fall away. Oh, what a shot by Michael Jordan. And that may be the exclamation point for the Chicago Bulls. They're up by 7, under a minute to go. MVP, and the crowd chanting that down.
Watch how he loses his balance. He's going to lose his balance right here. His feet go out from under him right there. And he's able to recover, elevate, and put it down.
41 points for Michael Jordan, and that is his playoff high for this season. Bulls pressing the Pacers all over the floor. And Jackson fires away, misses a 3. Michael Jordan tears the ball away from every blue shirt. What an effort that was.
You know, they're good. They're good at running down the clock.
Rodman fires it up and misses.
Just as I said, that's a 3.
Well, that was Dennis. And that says it all. Time is going to run out, and the Chicago Bulls have defeated the Indiana Pacers with a big second half. Michael Jordan with 41 points. Scottie Pippen added 21.
Everybody says this is a great building in which to shoot. Soft rims, dark background. The officials are Dick Bavetta, Ronnie Garrettson, and Bernie Fryer. Bad sign on the first possession. Pull up Michael. 2-0 Chicago. Michael is open. He's hit 2 of his first 3. Contact but no foul. Longley saves it to Pippen. It's a 3-on-1 with only Best back. And Pippen slams it in his face.
Oh, this was unbelievable by Scottie Pippen. He gives the ball up a little prematurely to Michael Jordan, right back, and look at Scottie Pippen with the wingspan and the long arm, and Travis Best, nothing he can do. He even tried to take the foul.
Michael from the head of the key. He's now hit 3 of 8 in the game.
That was
for Indiana. Rather than getting Jackson back in there when he wouldn't have to worry about Pippen, or forcing Phil Jackson to bring Pippen back off the bench. Here's Michael going to work as only he can. Jordan back the other way. Michael spinning, shooting, and hitting.
right now. Chicago's going for blood.
The fast break here, Michael Jordan just overpowers really 4 Indiana Pacer defenders.
But extreme teamers are still involved in the '98 playoffs, counting Larry Bird as a coach.
And on that team, in my opinion, you had the greatest winners ever in the sport of basketball, with the exception of Bill Russell and Michael Jordan, Larry Bird, and Magic Johnson.
Chicago still with 3 team fouls, so they're 2 away from the penalty. Here's Michael into the lane, dumping it off for Longley. Jordan cuts it to 4. Pacers by 5 after the 3. Michael cuts it to 3. But he can shoot. Seconds to shoot. It's Reggie. And it's Indiana by 8. Jordan off the dribble. Deals out to Pippen for 3. Short. Kerr swings it to Michael. That one's there. And it's a 1-point game with 23.7 seconds. So theoretically, if the Pacers can protect the ball.
Got to block out. Look at Steve Kerr. Travis Best does not put his body on him. And it gives him a second shot, and Michael buries the 3.
Michael. Pippen. They're looking for the 3. Now it's Michael stumbling into the lane and drawing a foul with 12.2 on the clock.
So that's exactly what you want to do with that amount of time left on the clock. Look at Larry Bird again. He's playing against his own mentality when he looks at Michael Jordan. That's why the smile is there.
Yeah, because Larry would have done the same thing. He would have dribbled in there, thrown his body in there, and said, give me 2 free throws. He's done the same thing.
Yeah, 9 of 21, as you see, from the field.
Now, if Michael makes both of these, he misses. The one thing I do not have, I do not throw the ball in. Big guys do not make good decisions in this situation. Get all the way down the floor if you're not going to take a timeout.
.30 for Michael, and a 2-point game. They get it into Miller, just the man they want to get it to, and Harper fouls him hard. Michael, catch, shoot, can't cut it to 2. Pippen rebounds, 4 seconds on the clock. Pippen is going to slam it, but that's going to do it if they can get it in. And Indiana, sweating for it to the last second, wins game 3.
Let's see if the Bulls can win the turnover game as they did in game 1.